How's doing everybody? Welcome to lesson 3 of the lockdown lessons. Today we're going to look at playing over a blues change and a blues rock style, similar to the styles of guitar players like Bonamassa and Gary Moore. When I'm playing over the blues, I prefer to stick to pentatonic scales for the most part, with a couple of variations here or there. So today we're going to look over 3 different scales that we can use over this track, and I'm going to show you a rock blues lick to go with each one. Let's look at the first scale. First scale we're going to look at is the C minor pentatonic scale. A lot of you will already know this one, but for those of you who don't, we're going to run through it. Starting at fret 8 on the E string, we're going to play up and down the scale. Ready? And 8, 11, 8, 10, 8, 10, 8, 10, 8, 11, 8, 11, back to 8, 11, 8, 10, 8, 10, 8, 10, 8, 11, 8. So using the C minor pentatonic scale, we're going to play a rock blues lick in the style of Gary Moore. There's one borrowed note in this lick, which is the second, the D. Apart from that, all the notes are in the scale that we've just looked over. You're best thinking about this lick in groups of 6s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It will make it easier to hear. We're going to play it at 3 different speeds. The tab is on the screen. Play along. Here we go. The blues scale has an extra note from the minor pentatonic, so it's a 6-note scale. The extra note is the flat 5, and in this key it's the F sharp. So starting on fret 8 of the E string, we're going to play up and down the scale. Starting on 8, ready, and 8, 11, 8, 9, 10, 8, 10, 8, 10, 11, 8, 11, 8, 11, back to 8, 11, 8, 11, 10, 8, 10, 8, 10, 9, 8, 11, 8. The second blues rock lick we're going to look at today is a Bonamassa style lick. It uses a hybrid of picking and legato. You could pick the whole thing or play the whole thing with hammers and pulls, but it will alter the sound of the lick, so it's up to you to decide how you want to play that. We're going to play it at 3 speeds again. The tab is on the screen. Here we go. The third and final part of today's lesson, we're going to look at mixing major and minor pentatonic scales together. We just played a C minor pentatonic scale over a C major chord. You might think, how does that work? If you played a C7 sharp 9, the sharp 9 is the minor third. That's how we get away with it and it doesn't sound dissonant. But we're now going to treat it as a major chord and play the relative minor, which is A minor pentatonic. So we're going to look through a new position of the C minor pentatonic, and in the same area of the guitar, a position of the A minor pentatonic. And then we're going to look at mixing them two together to create some major minor phrasing. Here's the first shape. The first shape we're going to look at is C minor pentatonic, starting on fret 13, playing up and down the scale. Ready, and 13, 15, 13, 15, 13, 15, 12, 15, 13, 16, 13, 15, back to 13, 16, 13, 15, 12, 15, 13, 15, 13, 15, 13. The second shape we're going to look at is A minor pentatonic, starting on fret 12. Ready, and 12, 15, 12, 15, 12, 14, 12, 14, 13, 15, 12, 15, back to 12, 15, 13, 14, 12, 14, 12, 15, 12, 15, 12. The next bit of phrasing we're about to play is mixing these two scales together. The contrast between going from major to minor creates a really traditional blues sound. Again, the tab is on the screen. We're going to play it at 3 speeds. Here we go. So that's us looked over all 3 ideas for today. We've looked at minor pentatonic, we've added the flat 5 for the blues scale, and we've looked over major and minor pentatonic ideas. Again, you want to go away and try and practice the scales up and down the guitar until you get comfortable with them. Then look at learning them in all 5 positions, eventually seeing the guitar fretboard as one big scale. It's important to try and listen to blues players to try and develop your ear. For the rock stuff, I would recommend listening to Bonamassa and Gary Moore. I would definitely also check out guys like Robin Ford, Derek Trucks, John Mayer and B.B. King. They've all got unique sounds and you could pick up something from listening to each of them. So I'm going to leave you with the backing track. It's a Chicago Shuffle in C. All 3 licks we've looked at today will work over it, and you can practice all 3 of the scales as well. So until then, I'll leave you to practice. See you next week.